Hey, what's up guys? So I've decided to come to Ubud for the weekend. I felt like I needed a little bit of a change of scenery, somewhere a little bit greener, a little bit slower, and Ubud kind of feels like the right place for that. So I don't really have a super strict plan for the weekend, and that's kind of the point, I suppose. Just here to enjoy a couple of days, explore, find some temples, chase a few waterfalls, and take in the scenery as I drive through the jungle. Even the drive out here felt like a bit of the experience of coming up here. Ubud does have such a different vibe compared to the rest of Bali. It's quieter, more nature, and more space just wander around and see what you find, I suppose. So this weekend is really about just taking it easy, checking out some spots that I haven't seen before, and just enjoying being out here. So if you're watching this, you're basically coming along with me for the weekend. We'll explore Ubud, hit some temples, check out some waterfalls, and just taking the scenery along the way. So let's get into it. Arrived to Leke Leke waterfall. So this one's like about an hour's drive outside of Ubud. The traffic coming out of Ubud was pretty crazy, but then the road opens up and actually quite a nice drive up. A few rice fields, and you can see in the distance the mountains and stuff. So ride up was pretty good. It's a bit cloudy today because obviously we are in rainy season, so I'm lucky that it's not raining over. There was some thunder and lightning in the distance, so hopefully it won't open up too soon. But and as you arrive into this waterfall, it's a pretty quiet area as you come into it, and then you've got the lady waiting there for you. So it's 50,000 rupiah to come in, and she warns you before you buy the ticket that it's 400 stairs to come down and 400 stairs to go up. So halfway down there now. This one's quite a secluded waterfall, quite a narrow drop, so we'll see what it looks like. Cool waterfall, drops from really high up, so it creates this mist in that entire area that gets you soaked completely. The water wasn't particularly clean, so decided not to go for a swim in that one. But in terms of being busy, there weren't that many people around, wasn't too busy, so good time to come at the moment. Rainy season, so not that many people around, and yeah, so definitely worth a visit to this waterfall. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to Ulun Danu Beratan temple, which is a temple that's on the floating lake of Beratan. It's about a 30-minute drive from here, so we'll head up there now and check that out. First though, we're going to head up those 400 stairs to the top. Update. The 400 stairs are serious. The lady did a good job in warning me before going down. I can imagine that I do a lot of sport, but stairs kill me every time, and if somebody isn't in great shape, it's pretty hard work getting back up these stairs. cool. Roads were alright getting up, and then suddenly the heavens opened up and it absolutely started pouring it down. So lucky I bought this poncho a while back, so it saved me because I'm not going to be soaking at the moment. Pretty cool arriving to the temple here. It cost about 75,000 to get in, and buses of people arriving here, but it is pretty cool arriving onto the lake and seeing the temples here. The area is pretty big, with quite a lot going on, but yeah, soaking at the moment with the rain going on. The view is cool with the rain, soaking, so I'm going to take shelter for a minute, get a bit dry, and then wander around and heading back as well. Good morning everyone. So yesterday I ended up coming back to the hotel in the evening. It was just absolutely pouring it down the entire evening and got soaked, so I was feeling a bit cold and decided to just come back, have a hot shower and have a light dinner as well. Ended up going to bed pretty early, that way get up today, go and do a bit more exploring and find a few more waterfalls. So come along and let's see what we can find. Was probably my favourite waterfall so far. It was relatively quiet getting here, and the drive was really breathtaking as well. There were rice fields everywhere and open views, not too crowded on the road. And to get in here was only 30,000 rupiah, so relatively cheap as well compared to some of the other waterfalls that we've been to. And when you go down there, like with a lot of them, there's so much mist, but with it being in this kind of like cave area, creates this really cool atmosphere, and you get just wet just going in there. So definitely one of my favourite ones so far, one that I'll probably visit again in the future. And you get an added bonus as a little one off the side and a little swimming pool as well if you want to relax and chill off a little bit. So all in all, a good visit. What we'll do is head off to another waterfall now, so I'll see you there. guys, so just got back to my villa from being up in Ubud. I had to jump straight in the pool when I got back. I was absolutely roasting. You can probably see that I got a bit of a suntan on the way back down. I wasn't expecting it to be that sunny on the drive back down, but overall I had a really good weekend being up in Ubud. I got a chance to go and see a temple, go and see a few different waterfalls. I would have liked to see a bit more, but it means that I'll just have to go back again in the future. So I decided to drive up on my scooter. A lot of people told me that maybe that wouldn't be a good idea and should get a taxi or something for the way up. I found it an okay drive going up there, to be honest with you. I went early in the morning on the Saturday and I came back mid-afternoon now on the Sunday. It was definitely a bit crazy driving back down now, but on the way up it was pretty quiet and it's a straightforward journey. If you've got some data activated on your phone, you can just throw in Google Maps and it'll get you there pretty easily. You can either make the choice of having a tour guide, which will be able to plot out a route for you to go and see different waterfalls and go and see the different temples. But if you kind of just want to freestyle it like I did and just be around and decide to where you want to go on the different days, then I'd suggest get yourself a scooter. You're able to just go to a waterfall, spend a bit of time there, and then once you've had enough of it, you can just jump on the scooter and head somewhere else. I would highly suggest though that if you do want to go see some waterfalls, that you do plan out the journey a little bit. They can be quite spread out and it can be a lot of up and down journey on the bike. So if you're going to go to a route to one far away, then have a look at the different waterfalls that are on the way and possibly some temples as well. I only had the opportunity to go and see the one temple, but there are so many of them in Bali and especially in the Ubud area. Plan out to go and see some of them at some point, and I know that I will be again in the future. So all in all, I think it was a good weekend. I would go back to Ubud again. I didn't get a chance to see the centre that much, but I drove through it once. The traffic there was absolutely crazy, so I'm not sure if it's the best area where I'd want to be. People say that Canggu's pretty crazy, but I thought Ubud was pretty unorganized in terms of the traffic. Once you get into the outer area of Ubud or go into the higher north area, the traffic gets pretty sparse and it's quite nice driving in that area because you get to drive through the rice fields and you can stop and take some pictures or just hang out there for a little while as well. There's cafes everywhere, so there's a good opportunity to stop and just relax for a little while. And if you want to see any more videos like this, then hit that like button, subscribe, because I'll be making some more in the future. See you next time.